The Pi coding agent is one of the most popular harnesses. It currently boasts more than 93,000 stars on GitHub. Unlike other coding agents which try to have as many features as possible, Pi embraces a different philosophy. Less is more. It is very minimal, but it makes up for it by being extensible. How extensible? I'm glad you asked. Yes, we are absolutely running Doom inside Pi. In this video, we'll take Pi for a spin, take a look at its architecture, explore some of its features, then we'll discuss OhmyPi, which is a coding agent built on top of Pi that comes with batteries included. Let's dig in. To install Pi, we simply need to run this curl command, then pass it to sh. Once we do that, the command is available as Pi. We simply run the Pi command, and then we are inside a terminal user interface, a TUI. We then need to connect one of the available providers. Pi supports a multitude of providers. We can do that using an account with a cloud subscription or a ChatGPT subscription, or we can provide an API key. In my case, I already gave an OpenRouter API key, and I'll be using it with DeepSeek. We can also pick our model. Once that's done, it's just a regular coding agent. So what makes Pi so special? To begin with, it is easily extensible. So I asked Pi to write an extension that writes the tool name to a log file in /tmp/pi when it's called. And its thinking trace says, let me understand the Pi extension system. I should read the Pi docs about extensions first. In Pi's system prompt, we reference the docs about extensions. And when Pi is asked to write an extension or to modify its behavior, it reads those and proceeds. An extension is nothing more than a TypeScript file, so it has the logic to hook into Pi's mechanics and alter its behavior. And what Pi did is that it created this tool called logger.ts under this folder. And if we look at the file's content, it starts by defining the log directory. Then the way it works is that the extension is given this Pi object, and then on a tool call, it appends a line to the file. Pi at runtime was capable of reading documentation about its extension system. It wrote a TypeScript file to a directory that was picked up. That file runs each time a tool call is made. And quick note, for a new extension to take effect, we need to run /reload. So an extension is some TypeScript code that Pi loads to modify its behavior. What we just saw is a hook. So on tool call, it's similar to this one, but we can do different things. We can register a new tool that Pi will be capable of using. So if we download the web search package, it would have an extension with code inside it that defines a tool that's capable of searching the web. We can also register a command that can be run from the TUI. And there are all these different extension points that an extension module, that some TypeScript code, can make use of to alter the agent's behavior. Extensions, which are basically TypeScript code, are one way of customizing our agent's behavior. Another way is prompt templates. By writing markdown files under this folder, .py agent prompts, we add instructions to the model's system prompt. Another customization vector is skills, which follow the agent skills standard, and essentially they are MD files as well. So whether prompts or skills, it's a way to modify the agent's context or system prompt and add information and know-how. A package is nothing more than a bundle that groups extensions, skills, and prompts together. And so it has a package.json file, which is a manifest that lists extensions, skills, prompts, and even themes to modify the TUI. These can be shared on the package catalog. So a package can be published to NPM, or it can be shared via Git, or it could be simply a local folder that we point to. Any bundle that has all these different types of resources, basically MD files and TypeScript code, can be used by Pi to modify its behavior. Pi's architecture is extremely simple. There are 4 core modules. There is the Pi AI, which has the logic to talk to the various LLM APIs. So it has the OpenAI format, the Anthropic format, the Google format. This is what enables us to connect to various LLM providers. There is the Pi agent core, which has the agent loop. A coding agent is nothing more than an LLM in a loop that has access to tools. The LLM itself is not capable of running these tools. We just provide the list of tool definitions to the system prompt. Then the LLM, it's going to generate some text, and at some point it decides to run some tool. It generates the name of the tool and its arguments. Then the logic or environment, in this case the PyAgent core, will wait for that tool call and actually run it. After it runs, it takes the result and adds it to the context, and then we keep going. So that logic, the LLM loop, the tool calls and the results and streaming the events from the API, all this happens here. Then we have the TUI, the terminal user interface. That was what we were interacting with. And finally, we have a module that brings it all together. So that's the CLI itself that manages the session, so we can create a new session. There's actually a very cool feature that Pi has. Most coding agents have a fork feature. So you have a session, you're on branch/branch or /fork, and then you copy that session into a new one. There's also another feature called rewind, which basically allows you to go back to one of the previous messages. Pi pushes this a little bit further. So instead of just rewinding or forking or branching, it has a /3 command. And so what this allows is that at any particular point, we can roll back to that specific message, either the user message or the assistant, and then we branch out from there. And we can start with a feature, test a certain path, go back, test a different path, or we prefer that first one, then we go to the first one, we branch out again, and we keep going. And I think this is really helpful when you have different ideas and you want to explore them within the same session. It's, in my opinion, more flexible than forking and having to go back and forth. OhmyPi is a coding agent that's built on top of Pi. It is basically Pi with batteries included, somebody's version of what a full-fledged Pi harness looks like. And they have many interesting features. So they have sub-agents, LSP. One interesting feature is a second model watching every turn, playing the role of advisor. So we have our primary model carrying out tasks, and the second model, which ideally should be a different LLM, has access to the same context, but it's not acting. When it sees something that it doesn't agree with or something concerning, it injects a note into the primary model's context, and so it acts as a reviewer. It's essentially two LLMs pair programming. Another interesting feature is this Colab feature. So essentially, you run /Colab in your OhmyPi session, and then you get this QR code or this URL. We can give it a shot. OhmyPi has a very similar install process to Pi. We just run a curl. When that's done, we run OMP. We need to connect a provider. I already done that. Let's say I have a session, and then I run Colab. So I get the QR code and the URL. I'm gonna copy the URL, and when I access it in the browser, I get this. I am basically inside the same session. Essentially, I have access to my session from the browser. This could be a different device. I could share this with a coworker. This is a very interesting feature to collaborate, but keep in mind that the other person who has access to this link can essentially run shell commands on your machine, so they have full access. So be careful with that link. Another interesting feature OMP supports is speech to text. So if we run OMP setup speech, we are presented with a list of speech to text model that will run locally. You can pick one, it will be downloaded, it will take a couple of minutes. Once that's done, you can start OMP, and if you hit space, this is a test. Let's write some code. Well, it just works, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope this has been informative. Let me know what you think in the comments. Till next time.